As of lately, I've been getting a lot of videos about color theory, ranging from many different topics. After looking at a number of those videos, I said, I can add something to that conversation. Hey guys, it's JL Phoenix, and today I'm going to be giving some art advice on color, or rather my understanding of color and how I've come to understand it and how it works together. Yeah. So color is really fascinating and how it operates and works together, as you can have quite a few different combinations of colors together and they just could work, you know? And most of the times you can just kind of experiment and just see if will these work together? Will this work together? And end up making a whole new color scheme or, combination of colors that just, like I said, work. Like how when certain colors combine, they can affect the feeling or the mood of a piece. They can also help with highlighting very specific aspects of the drawing. Rather, you want to have more emphasis on a particular character or maybe on a particular object in the scene, or you can kind of bring down the lighting to kind of hide something in the piece, which can still help with it show up within the piece, or kind of bring it forth. It just depends on how you decide to use your colors together and correlate them into the drawing to make it so certain things stand out and certain things don't stand out. And there's just a lot of cool things you can do with color alone, both with light colors and dark colors. Dark colors can help light colors stand out, but they can also make light colors not stand out so much. Light colors can also make dark colors stand out too. It's pretty interesting how they work together. And even saturated and desaturated colors can also work together too, with some of them also making each other stand out more or stand out less. It just depends, once again, on how you decide to use these elements together. Execution is really the determining factor when it comes to using colors, as every color can work together depending on how you use them. That's why I say there's really no rules to coloring, merely common factors, or rather common combos like complementary, analogous, monochromatic, and so on. But that's a conversation for another video. Now then, let's talk about how I use these basic color knowledge stuff in today's drawing. So for this drawing, I decided to stick with a grayscale color scheme and decided to use green as my splash of color within this piece. By using these grays, black, and white, it helps to bring emphasis to the green that's used in this drawing and helps draws the viewer's eye to it immediately. This is also what's referred to as emphasis. See, the uses of the grayscale coloring helps emphasize the green that's shown up within this drawing to make it appear more intense, or at least more noticeable. And the way how it's paired with the black and the grays also helps to really bring out this bright green color. Just like how I mentioned before, how dark colors can help bring out light colors. But light colors can also help bring out dark colors, with the white that's surrounding the darker colors and the green that's also surrounding the black and the grays also helps to bring out those colors as well, thus unifying them together and creating this sense of balance and harmony across the board with all the colors that are used together. So with that being said, when it comes to color, you should always feel free to experiment and pretty much do whatever you want and however you feel works best for you and for your style when it comes to coloring different things, picking out colors, and using certain color combinations. As I said before, all colors can work together. It just takes execution, or rather, depending on how you execute it will determine how well it works together. Another thing I want to also add too is that when it comes to things like color theory, it's really there to explain the science of color and a little bit of the psychology of it too, and how these things work together and so on and so forth. And of course there's a much more deeper explanation for that, but it's just there to just kind of explain, like I said, the science of color and how it works, how it correlates with one another. And you don't have to go too deep into it, just knowing the surface level stuff is good enough, such as the color wheel and complementary colors, analogous, monochromatic, and so on and so forth, the meaning and emotions that you get from colors, like just the basic stuff. You don't have to go that deep into it unless you want to. You can if you want to. You should also keep in mind that color theory is not to be an absolute rule that you have to follow these things, otherwise you can't do the art or something like that. You know, it's like, nah, it's just, it is simply that, a color theory. But yeah, so don't get too hung up on the technical stuff. You should feel free to basically create whatever it is that you want and whatever you feel like you want to create, you know. Don't get too caught up in, you know, like I said, the technical stuff. Oh, I should also add that intention is also just as important as execution when it comes to picking your colors too. Just a side note. But yeah, always keep in mind, make sure to have fun when you're coloring as well. Art should be fun, it should not be a chore. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you like the JL art advice video? And would you like to see more in the future? If so, let me know what other art advice you would like me to talk about. Or I just pick one myself, who knows. I would also like to give a special shout out to my Patreon supporters Zeta787, The Ocean Shock, and Ash Creative 7. Thank you guys so much for your support, and thank you all for subscribing and being part of the Phoenix fans. Have an amazing day, guys!